a step-by-step guide buying a house in France as a foreigner. You will discover 8 main steps to buy a house in France if you are a non-French speaker, a foreigner, and you have the project to buy a house or a flat in France. You will discover here the process in 8 main steps. And to introduce myself in a few words, I was a former real estate professional in France, in the city of Lyon, which is the second largest economic area in France. And I was a professional. I helped people to invest in some flats in the city of Lyon, some expatriated people, some local people as well. And I'm teaching people as well in YouTube. If you put in Google Stéphane Lejeune Immobilier, which means real estate, you will discover a French channel with 5,000 subscribers. And now I decide to help non-speaker people, English-speaking people, to make it easier to buy a real estate in France, a house or a flat. So let's start now with the first main step. You have to decide if you want to buy yourself as a physical person or via a company. It is important because if you are yourself alone, you have to say, you have to show who will be the owner of the house, if it is yourself. If you are a couple, if you are two friends who want to invest in France as well, it's possible without creating a company. Or you can decide to create a company, which is called in France SCI, Société Civile Immobilière. It's a company and you have shares inside. It's easier to sell. It's sometimes easier to give it away to your children if you want someday to give it away to them. And if you want to buy as a physical person, how are you married? You have different configurations as well. So it's important previously to decide if you want to buy yourself as a physical person, how you are married, or if you want to buy via a company. And who can advise you with this? It's not myself because it has a juridical impact. It's a lawyer in your country, or better, a notaire. A notaire is a professional people in France who centralizes all the transactions, and he knows better than anyone what is best for you. So you have to find an English people notaire, English speaking notaire, and he will advise you with this first step, which is very important. Second, it's obvious, but you have to gather the money or borrow it in a bank. French government is very meticulous in what is the source of the money. So you have to show, you have to prove if it is your work. You made money and you made some. You didn't spend it, so you gathered it with the time, and you can show it's honest, it's clear, because you have a system called TRACFIN, which means French government is tracking money which comes from drugs or illegal businesses, and so you will have to show where the money comes from. And you may be able to borrow it in a bank, but if you are from the US, for example, it's more difficult. So better if you have the opportunity to gather the money with time, to buy it cash, to buy a house or a flat cash, easier than borrowing in a bank. Second step. Step 3, you have to look a house or a flat for sale on internet. So you have French websites like Le Bon Coin. It's the most popular website in France to see all the goods for sales. You have some criteria to tick: house, flat, prices. You have some pictures. You have a description in French, but you can put it in ChatGPT or some AI, and you will have the translation. You have a site called Se Loger. Se Loger is roughly the same. The difference is that only professional can publish some announces, but Le Bon Coin and Se Loger are the two main websites, and it will cover 80% of the authors. So you can have a look on these two main websites. Step 4, you will have to visit, or easier to find a professional for the visits, and ideally to use the Visio. Because if you are far away, it's not easy to take the plane or the train to come and visit the goods in France, especially if you look for a good in large cities like Paris, Lyon, Bordeaux, in the south as well, because the offers of goods are quite rare, and the people who want to buy them is enormous. So the offer and the demand is not equal. So if you want to have the time for the transportation, it may be sold before you come, before you arrive, so you won't have the opportunity to visit. Even for French people, local French people, it's difficult to visit first before everybody. So for you who are away, it's even more difficult. So maybe you can have a local professional, a real estate professional, who make the visit for you, to show you live the visit and the good. And it's better if you decide during the visit to make a price offer. If you make a price offer at the price which is showed, then you become priority. You become the one who buys the house or the flat, and legally no one can make another offer, no one can make a higher price. It's the law in France, so it's important to know that. So better to have the help from a real estate professional. Step 5, you have a process, and then you will have to sign an official document called a compromis de vente, which is with a notaire, and you will have to read all the documents. This step 5 is one of the most complex step. Maybe I will make another content to develop this, to go deeper in this module, in this step, because you will have in this step a lot of different documents, very different, of different nature. Some of them are not very important. Some of them are crucial. So you will have to go in these documents written in French. So now you have tools on the website to translate it into English, but it's not very accurate sometimes, and you may not see what is important, and you may not see what is less important. So you have to read the document, and especially get the help of a real estate agent, a real estate professional, to show you the potential dangers of buying something. I call it a danger. I can take an example. In France, you have some notes for the thermical isolation of a good. You know, if it's a bit old, then in winter you will have to heat the place, and if all the heat goes away through the windows, which are not in a good estate, then you will spend some money, and it's not good for the ecology. So you have some law now in France. You have the government force you or entices you to make some works to renew the good and to be okay for many years. So this is important, because if you buy a flat at a low price, you may think it's a good opportunity, but it's not, because there is a trap. You will be forced to make some expensive works to get a flat which is compliant with legacy. So you have to know that, and you have to read the documents. All is showed, all is explained, but if you don't know the enjeu, what is important after, then you cannot do anything. So you have to get the help from someone who checks all the documents and confirms you if it's okay or not. And I precise, you can, if you discover something which is not good, you can cancel your engagement. You can say, okay, I signed a compromis de vente with a notaire, but you have 10 days to reflect, 10 days, and you can go away of the transaction because you say, oh, I discovered this in this document and I didn't understand this previously, but now it scares me and I don't want to buy anymore. And you go away, you sign the document, and it's finished. If you respect the delay of 10 days after having signed a compromis with a notaire, he explains you that you can go away from the transaction if you discover something which is wrong. So you have to be aware of this, but you have to be quite calm and okay with this as well. You know, I will go deeper, I think, in this fifth step. Step six. Sorry. After 3 months of the signature of the compromis, if you checked all the documents and everything is okay, then you sign again what is called a réitération with the same notaire 3 months later. You sign a compromis. You have to wait, you have to check the documents. You can't do better than this. You have to gather the money, you have to transfer it. When you sign the réitération, the confirmation 3 months later, but you don't have to do something else basically during this 3 months of period. But after you sign the réitération, which means you are okay, you confirm, and then you become officially the owner of the house or the flat, you know. So it's not the main step, it's quite easy. You have to sign it again, you can do it remotely with a notaire because of all the tools now. So it's okay. It's an important step because you become officially the owner, but it's easy. It's one of the easiest step, signing the réitération, which means the confirmation of what you signed in the compromis, and you get the keys. Okay. 5th step, you have the keys, and now you can make the words or organize them with professionals. If you are okay to do it by yourself, then it's okay. It's a skill. Otherwise, you can do it with professionals, and they can sometimes do it better than yourself, and they have some guarantees as well, which means if something is wrong, they have to come back and repair or fix the things. So it's one good solution as well. And how can you find the good professionals and not someone who is not very serious? Then you can ask the real estate agent who showed you the house or the flat, and he can give you some advice to get it okay. Okay, then it's always better to make the works, because you create some value. It's more comfortable. You can get in compliance with the law, as I described you with the example of the windows. It's an example, but you know, it's better to make some words, because if you buy a good which costs $100 or pounds, if you make $20,000 of pounds, it amounts to 120. But on the market, this good can amount to 150. You know, you created some value, and it's a good offer. You can, if you want to sell it afterwards, then you can make some money, and so you get comfort. You get compliant with the law, and you create some value, and you can make some money even if you want to sell it away, even 1 year or later. To someone else, you know. So it's a good advice as well. You have to. It's better to do it. And last step, one of the easiest steps as well. You have to live in your house, because if you want to buy a second house in France, you have very nice areas as well. I will do a video of France, the market, and the nicest places, and with some colors in red, where are the nicest places in France. Or if it's an investment you made, you have to find a tenant via a professional as well, because it has a juridical impact as well. You have official documents to sign, and you have to make sure that you get the money from the tenant, and you have some securities as well, some guarantees, some devices to sign, and in order to be quiet and calm and okay with the payment of the rents. Okay, so this is the last and the nicest step of the process. So this is for the step-by-step guide regarding how to buy a house in France, or a flat as a foreigner. If you have some question, please feel free to ask your question in the comments below the video, and you can also download the free PDF via a link which will appear in the description of the video. And if you have some question, which I hope so, then I will make a reply, either a written reply below your question, or maybe I can make a video explaining better the question you have. It can be the administrative concern, it may be the taxes as well, which is a subject, it may be how you can get some help. All the questions are welcome, so please feel free to ask your question in the comments below. Thank you for viewing this video, and please feel free to subscribe as well in this new channel, because you will get some other content. Bye bye.